So I thought about setting up this camera in like a nicer area or like a plain wall or something like that. But then I realized that that's not very representative of my life right now. This is what I'm faced with at the moment as I'm packing up my room and I'm leaving Japan in a couple of days. Actually, as of yesterday at 8 p.m, I am now officially a full-time YouTuber, but that's just because I'm unemployed. Yeah, exciting times. Starting off with a bang, clearly. So I've lived in Japan for 5 years now, 4 years in Osaka and 1 year in Tokyo. Yeah, obviously I love Japan. It's because why I've been here for so long. But yeah, I've got a list of things that I probably won't miss when I go home. Usually after I've been in the country for a little while, you start to get a little frustrated at a few things and you miss things from back home. Here are some things that I'm not gonna miss when I leave Japan. Paying $2.50 for an apple and $13 for strawberries. Squishy tomatoes. Telling people I'm vegan and then they give me a meal with fish in it. Telling people I'm vegan and then them asking me if garlic is okay. Telling people I'm vegan and then them asking me if alcohol is okay. Telling people I'm vegan and then being judged for jaywalking when it's past midnight and there's literally no cars around, but people still wait at the traffic lights. Feeling like a nuisance for not being Japanese, but also taking the train during rush hour. Also just taking the train during rush hour. When I go to Subway and you choose your bread and your choice of meat. Japan doesn't do it that way. You have to choose a very specific sub and they put the specific things on it and then you can get extra things on it. But then they freak out if you don't want one of the things and they're like, oh no, we can't do that because that's not on the menu. But it's Subway, you're supposed to make it my way and they don't do it like that. So yeah, Subway's different in Japan. Everything is covered in plastic in Japan. You can buy like a plastic bag full of crackers and you're like, oh cool, these are some rice crackers. And you open it up and every single rice cracker inside is also individually wrapped in plastic. And then people buy that and then they put that in another plastic bag. And then they put that plastic bag inside another plastic bag. And they're like, oh, just take a few extra plastic bags just in case. There's so much plastic. Who needs that much plastic? Ah! The train's smelling like beer after 5 p.m. Arigatou gozaimasu. 日本語上手ですね. But I only said thank you. And then finally, when I buy a soy burger patty, thinking, oh yeah, look, great, it's made with soy, it's vegetarian. And then finding that they have beef extract in it. So there you go. Those are the things that I'm not gonna miss about Japan when I leave. But there's actually so many more things that I'm going to miss about Japan. But I just started it off with the negative things because that's what gets attention. That's what gets people to write a hateful comment at the bottom being like, well then why don't you leave then? The point is that yes, there are certainly things that I'm not a big fan of about Japan or things that I get really frustrated with over time. But there's so many more wonderful, beautiful things that I love about Japan. So if you see people in the comments writing something really hateful, please mention this time code to them. And yeah, let's get started on the things that I will miss about Japan because I love them so much. Public transport that can pretty much take me everywhere that I need to go. Public transport that is so crazy on time. Baked sweet potato, mochi, koya tofu, 500 yen cocktails. Convenience stores, Shiba Inus, the little old ladies that dress up their tiny poodles in crazy little outfits and then post photos of it to Instagram. I love that shit. So cute. Having any kind of nature changing seasons like autumn, spring, summer and winter. Being someone from Queensland in Australia, we don't really get all that many diverse seasons, and in Japan they're beautiful and wonderful and I lose my mind every time the leaves change color. Really diverse travel options. The huge amount of different festivals and traditional things that happen throughout the year. There's this really awesome thing that I've so far only seen in Japan, and that is if you find something that has fallen on the ground, say someone like dropped a glove or something, if it's in the middle of the pathway, people always pick it up and they'll put it like on top of a ledge or just to the side or something like that so that it's out of the way, so that if you do come back to find it, it won't be all trampled. And I just think it's the cutest and the nicest thing in the world. All the chans and color-coded school hats, chans in trolleys, chans in general. By the way, when I say chans, I mean like kids below the age of 5. They're all chans and they're freaking adorable. Also, yes, I know that that's not what chan means. It's just a word that I've given them because they're adorable. A huge variety of mushrooms that you can buy at the grocery store. I love mushrooms. I love when I finish trying on clothes at the store and then the shop assistant always says, "Otsukaresama deshita." Like I actually worked really hard. I love it, it's great. The sweet potato man that parks his little cart down the side of the road and then sings the Yaki Emo song. Yeah. The fact that every single prefecture has their own like specialty fruit or food or something like that, and then they sell that same food in so many different varieties all around that area. It's great. Forgetting to bring my SD card on a trip, but then not needing to freak out because any convenience store that's probably within 5 steps of where you are will sell them. Forgetting to wear underwear one day, but then not freaking out because the convenience store that's within 5 steps away from you. I'm kidding, I haven't done that before, but they sell underwear at convenience stores. People watching at the gym, all the little old ladies. I love Japanese old ladies. They're just, oh, I love them so much. And finally, the last thing that I'm really gonna miss about Japan, especially because I'm going back to Australia, is the really fast internet, which brings me to that point. You know what it is. You know what time it is. It's time to hawk my Pocket Wi-Fi because I haven't done that before. It's kind of just become a bit of a running joke at this point in time. This will probably actually be my last Pocket Wi-Fi hawk for a while, so you're welcome. If you'd like to get Pocket Wi-Fi when you're in Japan, go with this company. You can't see it because it's all scratched off because I've been using it all year and it's amazing. It's unlimited, it's crazy fast, it's so much faster than my at-home internet in Australia, and you can connect up to 10 people to it. It's got really great prices and you can use my discount code for 10% off, or don't use my code. I don't really care. Just go and use a Pocket Wi-Fi because having internet in Japan is so essential to getting the most out of your trip. So yeah. That's my list. There's actually like so many more things that I will miss and so many more things that I won't miss when I leave Japan. But yeah, those are the ones that I could remember in the past, I don't know, week or so. This is probably maybe gonna be my last video in Japan. I don't know that yet. I'll be going to the Philippines tomorrow night. And then I'll just be there for like 5 days or so, but it was really just for a holiday. I may make like one big travel video overall from that whole week, but I won't be vlogging the whole time. But then after that, I'll be going back to Australia. I'll be living there for a bit. And then at the end of April, Yoshi and I are gonna be going to America, and then we'll be road tripping across the west coast of America. And I'll definitely be vlogging all of that because as of 8 p.m. last night, I'm now officially a full-time YouTuber, which is exciting, but also nerve-wracking because now I don't have a full-time income. So I really appreciate everyone's support on this channel so far, and I really love that people have found so much interest in Japan and found interest in my videos through me being in Japan. But also, I really hope that you'll join me on the rest of my adventures when I go to America and when I also just keep traveling around the world. But for those who love Japan that much, I'll be back in Japan around August, September kind of time. It really depends on visa issues and jobs and things that pop up around that time. But yes, my plan is to definitely be back in Japan in this year. So fear not. Yeah, and on that note, I'm off to continue packing up my giant mess of a room. This past year living in Tokyo has been just one of the best years of my life. And I think a large part of that has to do with the fact that I'm living in one of the best countries in the world, in my opinion. So yeah, I've loved every second of this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Whew, my goodness. Yakiimo. Yakiimo. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I don't know. Why would anyone do that? Why do you do this? Plastic on everything. Oh, really squishy tomatoes. I can't get like a firm tomato here that doesn't cost me $6 each. You know? Everything is covered in plastic. Everything. Why would you do that?